for our foam roller. So these are the things we're going to need today. I'm just considering whether we need anything else. I don't think we do. We can do toes manually, ribs manually. Yeah, I think that's all we need. So, just as you arrive, and we'll get started in a couple of minutes, because we've got, the release classes will take a little longer than I think they're going to take. So we're going to test first, to see how your body feels to start with. And we'll give you a chance while everybody else starts to arrive to, might wait for everybody's. Okay, so, good morning. It's lovely to see you all. I've missed you all. It has been a strange week without my Monday classes and my Tuesday classes. So I've got a big rolled up beach towel lengthways, and a small rolled up shower towel is perfect for today's session. So we're going to get started in about 2 minutes. So I'm just going to make sure that everybody's got everything they need. We're starting standing today because I want you to do some checks for your body. So we can just feel how our body feels. And we'll do one on the floor as well. And then we will fire on. If you don't have these things, you can still do the session. It maybe won't be just quite as much of a release when you do it, but you can still do it. So don't worry if you don't have these things. This long one, again, with this long one, you can probably use the shower towel. If you don't have a big long towel, you can probably use the shower towel. I'll talk you through how to use it when we get there. So, and what I'm going to do is I'll try and send out a newsletter with the blog post, which I'm writing every week now, and with the equipment you're going to need for each class at the beginning of the week, so I'll try and get that done for you guys as well. And it also just means we can stay communicating with each other too. So, long rolled up shower towel, long rolled up beach towel, shower towel, and then we're going to get started right now. So we're going to start standing. Oh. It must just be 7 o'clock. I'm hoping it is just 7 o'clock. So I'm not starting late. So we are going to start. We're going to test ourselves. Start with, I'll mute everybody as well. That's the other thing I have to do. I might have to get some sort of automatic clicker. I wonder if I can get one now. Right. Okay, so we're going to start just with a little test of how our body is feeling, and then we're going to start releasing everything, and then we're going to come back and we're going to test at the end again too. So first things first, I'd like you to look over your shoulders. The first thing we're going to test is our neck. So we're going to look over our shoulder one way and just feel what you can feel with your body, how it feels. And then look over the shoulder the other way. And just maybe notice something you can look at. So see what you can look at in the room so you can notice when we change it. Just notice how your shoulders are feeling. Take a nice deep breath and just feel how your ribcage feels. Do you feel any tension, tightness, anything anywhere? Feel how your lower back feels. How does that feel just now? Feel how your pelvis feels. Do you feel like you're slightly tipped forward, slightly tipped back? Do you feel like you're sitting over to one side, the other side? Just bring a little bit of awareness to it. And then what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to try and touch your toes. And I'd like you just to feel how your whole back line feels. Can you touch your toes? How far down can you go? If you can touch your toes, is it just with your fingertips, or can you get your hands down? Just being aware, how does it feel tension up the back of your legs? We're going to come back and retest all this later. So the first thing we're going to release, since we're standing anyway, is we're going to release our necks. So we're going to use our tongue to release our necks. So we're going to stick our tongue out in front of us and keeping our face straight ahead. We're going to pull our tongue around to one side. I'll come a little bit closer so you can see. We're going to pull our tongue over to one side, and then we're going to move it up and down like we're licking our ear. But the big thing here is to make sure your face is looking straight ahead. You're going to do 7 licks up and down on one side, then push your tongue forward and do 7 on the other. So, pushing it out, over, up and down. And then over to the other side. Make sure your face stays straight ahead, it doesn't follow your tongue. And once you finish that, wipe the slobber off your face and just recheck your neck. Just see if it feels any easier to move it. We may as well recheck this one as we go. We'll have another check at the end. The next thing I would like to release today is your shoulders. And we're going to do that just simply by swinging them. So we're going to swing them across our bodies. And we're going to keep swapping which arm is on top. Just get a nice swing going. And notice how that feels in your body. Good, so we're warming up our shoulders, our back. We're just releasing things a little bit. And then we're going to take it to our pendulum swing, just by our sides. And we've got to think about the fact that our bones are just hanging off the end, really. There's ligaments holding them in place and tendons, but we want them just to hang quite naturally when we're working. And then just a smaller and smaller pendulum. Then bringing our attention to our rib cage. The first thing I'd like you to do with your ribs is place your hands around your lower ribs, so you can feel your rib cage. Perfect. Now I'd like you to twist, so you're going to turn around to one side. Now you'll notice, as you twist, I'd like you just to notice what your pelvis is doing. So can you feel how your pelvis feels like it's counter-rotating? So as you roll forward, your pelvis will be almost working in tandem with your ribs. Can you feel that happening? Your pelvis wants to move too. And I don't want you to hold it static. I'd like you to allow it to just follow the way it would like to follow. So we're not holding anything static today, we're releasing. Okay, so now notice as you twist around how the ribs on the side you're twisting towards get narrower, and the ribs you're twisting away from get kind of more concave. Good. Now I'd like you to squeeze the side you're rotating towards. So you're just going to squeeze, keep breathing while you do this, squeezing that pokey side, and take as slow or as fast a movement pattern as you want with this. So go at your own pace. So you can really feel that squeeze, which is helping to release the diaphragm and the ribs. Perfect. And let's do another 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now, I'd like us to rotate our rib cage. So we're going to think about the whole rib cage being really mobile. So I'd like you to first of all push your rib cage forwards, then pull your rib cage back, pushing it forwards and pulling it back. And now I'd like you to push it out to one side and push it over to the other. Push it to one side, over to the other. Let's do another 2, 1. So now we're going to do a circle with it. So we're going to push it forwards, push it to the side, push it back, push it to the other side, push it forwards, push it back. So we're really getting our spine to move as well as our ribs when we're doing this. So we're doing a nice release for your spine, your thoracic region, and just notice how your pelvis wants to follow you, and then go the other way. So pushing to the side and coming around and going in the other direction, really being, you can put your hands around your rib cage if you want to feel this movement in your ribs as well. Good. And let's do another 3, 2, remember to get the side push, 1, back to the center. Okay, so now here, we took a breath earlier. I'd like you just to feel the breath now. So we took a breath right at the beginning. So take a breath and just feel how your rib cage feels now. And hopefully it feels like you've got more space there now than you had at the start. And that just took us a couple of minutes. So let's come down to our pelvis. We're going to move our pelvis on all the different planes, and then we're going to come to the floor and muck about with it a bit more. So we're going to bend our knees for the first one. And we're going to tilt our pelvis backwards, forwards and backwards. It doesn't matter, Matt, we're going to do both. So we're tucking it feels like we're tucking the tailbone under one way, pushing the tailbone out the other. So backwards and forwards, and really, for this we're moving the pelvis in one plane of movement. We're getting the spine to move, and all those muscles to move. Then we're going to unbend our knees just a little bit, and we're going to push over to one side and the other side, and just side to side. And again, we're going to do this for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'd like you to hike your hip up. So you're going to lift one up, put it down, up. The reason we're doing this is what it's doing is releasing any tension that's holding the bones in. So we're getting the bones to move in all the different planes of movement they can move in. We're doing another 3, 2, 1. Now for this one, what we want to do is we want to push one part of our pelvis forward. So we want to feel like we're pushing the right forward and then the left, the right and the left, the right and the left. You'll feel a little bit like a spinning top. And to make this work even a little bit harder, we're going to take one leg and put it forward and bring it back. Put it forward and bring it back. Forward and back, forward and back. Swap to the other foot. So pushing the pelvis forward, pulling it back, pushing it forward, pulling it back, pushing it forward, pulling it back, pushing it forward, pulling it back, and then standing. Now I'd like you to imagine that your coccyx is a pen, and we're going to draw a figure of 8. So we're going to move a figure of 8 with our pen on the floor. And what we're doing here, you'll notice, is we are doing our side to side while we do our figure of 8. It's part of it. Our hip hike. We're doing a little bit of our forwards and backwards movement. And we're also doing that pushing one part of our pelvis forward. And now try and go the other way. I've been practicing this. So try and go in the other direction with your pelvis. And then slowly bring it to a smaller and smaller figure of 8 until you are stopped. I'd like you to be a little bit aware of how your body is feeling now. How your spine feels, how your pelvis feels. Okay, take a nice breath. And let's do feet. So we are going to release our feet. We're going to scrunch them. So scrunching the toes up, stretching them out, lifting them up off the floor. Scrunching them, stretching them. Scrunching them, stretching them, scrunching them, stretching them. Then we're going to press the balls of our feet onto the floor. So we're going to push up and then release as we come down. Push up, release as we come down. And we're going to do another 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Feet side by side. Now what I'd like you to do is just come down into your forward fold again. So I'd like you just to relax down and just see. So just checking to see if you feel it feels any easier already. I've not done it all yet, so just feeling this. And then slowly come back up. So if it's starting to feel a little bit easier to access that back line, let's come to the floor. So for the next bit, we are going to be using, first of all, your rolled up shower towel. And again, if you don't have one, you can do these movement patterns, but it won't feel quite as, you know, a dramatic shift or change. So we're getting our shower curtain. I'm going to alternate, change the angle of my camera. Shower curtain, she says. Shower towel. I just said curtain, didn't I? Mental. Okay, so we're going to put it so it's lengthways like this on our pelvis. And we're going to lie on it. So putting it underneath our pelvis lengthways. So the top of the towel or whatever you're using should be near the top of your pelvis and the bottom of your coccyx is sitting on. Good. I'll just give you a chance to get down here. So when you first arrive, before you do that actually, before you do that, legs, before you put it anywhere, legs out nice and long and just feel how your body feels on the floor. How does your pelvis feel? How does the back of your rib cage feel? How does your neck feel? How does your head feel? How do your shoulders feel? So just another check in. Do you feel that you can really feel supported by your legs here? And then we're going to place the towel underneath with our knees bent. Good. So it's right following the line of your sacrum. Good. Make sure your knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. And we're going to tilt our pelvis over the towel, forwards and backwards. So similar to the movement pattern we made when we were standing, but this time we've got a little bit of extra kind of pressure or tension on it that we're releasing each time. So you're tilting forwards and backwards over the towel to start with. Good. And just feel this movement pattern. So we're getting into the sacrum at the back here, which can hold a lot of tension. We're also getting into the two sides of our pelvis. So we're going to do this for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'd like you to drop one side of your sit bones or your pelvis towards the floor, so we're almost trying to press it down. So you've still got the sacrum in between, but the other side of your pelvis will lift a little, and then go to the other side. So we're shifting from side to side. Good. Dropping the pelvis down as we go. Good, yeah, that's nice. So keep your knees pointing up towards the ceiling as much as you can. So we're not rocking over to one side with the knees, just shifting from side to side. Brilliant. And coming back to the centre. Now we're going to roll across the towel. So we're tilting our pelvis back. We're dropping one side down towards the floor, rolling all the way forwards onto the coccyx, and then rolling the other side down towards the floor. So we're rolling across the top of the towel. Good. So yeah, good. So you're going one direction just now, and I'd like you to do that for another 2 rotations, and then you're going to rotate the other way. So it's like doing the old pelvic clock I used to do with you guys, but in a different with a different emphasis. And then we're going to go back the other way. It's the same thing. So as you come down and roll forwards, roll to the side and roll back. And just get a nice feeling of smoothness with this movement pattern. Excellent. We're going to do another 2 here, and they're going to come back to the centre. And once you're in the centre, we're now going to just shimmy our pelvis from side to side across the back, like we're giving it a nice sideways massage. So we're just going from side to side. Excellent. Nicely done. So really get that shimmy on. Good. So you should start to feel a little bit of heat. This is important actually, because the in our back, this back area, the nerves that come to the surface here innervate and make the rest of our body move. So we can actually warm up the rest of our spine through shimmying like this. Good. Then come to a rest. Take the towel away. Stretch your legs out and just feel how your body feels now. Hopefully you feel a little bit more centered and connected to your pelvis. Perfect. Then we're going to take our long rolled up towel, or your short one if you don't have the long one, and just instead of having it long ways across your pelvis, you're going to have it horizontally across your pelvis. But you can roll it a bit more lengthways if you've got the towel rather than short ways. That'll probably work better. You're going to bend your knees, and you're going to place the towel or the foot roller underneath your pelvis. Good. You want it so that if you lift your legs up off the floor, you are on the back of your pelvis and not on your lower back. Good. So first things first, feet on the floor. I'd like you to feel like you want to sink your ribcage towards the floor. So your ribcage feels like it wants to sink towards the floor. Good. Then we're going to lift one leg up, relaxing the shins towards the leg. So there's no light coming up into tabletop. Just relax the bottom part of your legs towards your bum. Good. Then bring your other leg up, so both are up. Good. And relax your legs down, so make sure you don't want to hold them up in this tabletop position. Just relax the backs of your calves towards your thighs. Yeah, good. Okay. So then from here, what we're going to do is, and I'm going to shift towards the screen, and you can too if you want. I'm going to shift my pelvis over on my thing to one side. So now I'm on the side of my pelvis closest towards the screen. Now I'd like you to imagine you've got a pencil between your knees, and you're going to draw little circles in the sky with your pencil. Good. Perfect. And then you're going to go the other way. So same thing in the other direction. Then you're going to hold the leg closest to the centre still, and the leg closest to the screen, you're going to do its own little circles. So I'm just going to do 5 one direction, and then 5 the other direction. Then bring the legs back side by side, we're going to march them. So they're going for a little walk. Nice. Then we're going to bring the legs together. We're just going to stay here. And we take 2 nice slow breaths here. So 2 breaths in this position. Make sure your legs are still relaxed. Then shift all the way over to the other side. We're going to repeat the same thing. So pencil between the knees, drawing your circle in the sky. We do this roughly between 7 and 10 times. Good, and then go back the other way. Nicely done. And then we're going to take the top leg closest to the centre. That's going to stay still as the bottom leg does its little mini circles. And just 5 one direction. And 5 the other direction. Excellent. And then we're going to march. So nice marching. Perfect. And then we're going to put the knees together, feet together, and just rest here for a moment, taking 2 nice good slow breaths. And then bring it back to the centre, place your feet down, take the object away from underneath you, and just come back and feel how your body feels now compared with how it felt when you first came towards the floor. So hopefully it's feeling a lot more released. Okay, so we're going to release the psoas next. So the psoas comes all the way up and affects your diaphragm and the rest of your body. So what we're going to do for this one is like legs side by side. We don't need anything for this one, just our own bodies. We're going to open our leg at the pelvis. So I'm opening the leg closest to the screen first until my knee bends a little. And then I'm bringing it back to the start. Opening to the side and back to the start. So the leg is opening from the hip. So I'm opening it from the femur and then closing it from the femur. Good. And we're going to do 7 here. So I'm on 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, holding it there, we're going to draw the heel up the inside of the other leg to where it's comfortable for you. And then draw it all the way back down and then back to the start. We do it in stages. Open, draw it up, draw it down, start. Open, draw it up, draw it down, start. That's 3. Open, draw it up, draw it down, start. Open, draw it up, slide it down, start. We've got 2 more. Open, draw it up, draw it down, start. Open, draw it up, draw it down, start. This time, open, draw it up, hold it there. Now you're going to lift the toes off the floor and have the heel on the floor. And then you're going to roll through the outside of your foot till your toes are on the floor and the heel is off the floor. And we're going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the outside of the foot is rolling along. 5, 6, 7. Then slide the leg back down and just feel how that leg feels compared to the other leg. We've done lots of release work already, but even now my leg still feels longer on that side. So see how yours, notice what yours feels like. Let's do the other side. Open your femur to the side and then close it. Open and close. Good. And we're doing another 4, 3, 2, 1. Then opening to the side, sliding the leg up, down, and then close. Remember to do it in its stages. Open first, draw it up, draw it down, close. 2. Good. 3. Open, draw it up, draw it down. 4. Open, draw it up, draw it down. 5. Open, draw it up, draw it down. 6. Open, draw it up, draw it down. 7. Open, draw it up, hold the leg up there, lift the toes off the floor, heel on the floor, and then roll forward till the toes are on the floor, the outside edge of the toes are on the floor and the heel's off the floor. And we're going to do this for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then sliding all the way back down again, and just feel how your body feels now. Just taking a moment here to breathe. So I'd like you to take a nice big slow breath in and release. Then we're all going to roll onto our sides and come back up to standing. Oh, I'm having to not chop my head off. Okay. Then, in standing here, just for a moment, just feet side by side and just notice how they feel. Notice how your body feels now compared with the it felt at the start. Have a wee look over your shoulders. Check in with your shoulders. And one last thing before we do some breath work in an apnea. So, I'd like you to feel how your legs feel compared with the rest of your body just now. And feel how they feel, how connected they feel. And I'd like you just to tap in your pelvis area. Just bring a real awareness to this area of our body. So all around this pelvis area, all around your glutes, the back. Just really getting right into this area here. I'd like you to come right underneath, try and get into your sit bones. Maybe feel where your sit bones are and give them a little bit of a massage. And the other side as well. You're going to feel roughly where they are. Good, and then coming up and then just tapping around the inside of your thighs. And I'd like you to tap the inside of your thighs, and then when you get to the bottom, I'd like you to sweep up. So you're tapping down, and then you're going to sweep all the way up the inside of your thighs. Tapping down, sweeping up. One more. Tapping down, sweeping up. Now standing with your feet side by side, can you notice any difference in how that feels at the front of your body? Do you feel that you feel a little bit more awareness of those muscles? Hopefully you do. So last test before we do some breathing, I'd like you to forward fold again and just feel how that feels in the back of your body. Do you feel that you can get any closer towards the floor? Does it feel any easier? Do you feel less tension up the back of your legs? Hopefully. And then come slowly back up again. Okay, then feet side by side. Feeling them on the floor, knees soft. We shouldn't need to find a neutral pelvis now. You should feel pretty balanced. Shift the balance point forward onto the balls of the feet, heels connected in towards the floor. Your shoulders should feel nice and relaxed too. Stretch your hands out towards the side, palms face forwards. We're going to do 3 breaths in an apnea. As we inhale, we're going to bring our arms up, and as we exhale, down. So ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs as you move your hands up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here, exhale, give them a wee shake off. Stretch your hands out towards the side, internally rotate. We're going to do the same thing, hands are going to move up. Think about your shoulders staying nice and relaxed. Ready to inhale. In, 2, 3, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In, 2, 3, down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close your mouth and nose. Pause. Widen your ribs for 10, 9. Hands move up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale here and exhale. Give everything like really shake one leg, shake the other leg, shake your arm, shake your other arm. Really well done. So I hope you enjoyed that class today, and that's given us a little bit welcome back for your bodies. Is everybody all right and okay?
Yeah, all good.
Good. So hopefully you noticed changes.
Can I ask something?
Yes, of course.
Does it matter that we didn't do too much breathing in that? Like, in terms of the, like, is it all still helping?
Yes, so all the release work, Claire, is as important as the work that we do with breathing. Yeah, that's absolutely important. What we're doing with release work is we're releasing tension patterns in your body, and those unhelpful tension patterns actually play into your pelvic floor dysfunction and pelvic floor issues. So it's really important that we find ways to release, and it's nice to do just a whole release class so your body is feeling like it's out of those old habit patterns. So it's just reminding your body where it can go. Yeah. Release and rest are as important as breathing and exercising. So yeah, so we have to have a marriage with them. So that's why it's really important for us to remember. And we don't have to do all the releases all at once. Usually when you're practicing, picking one release to do each session that you do, if you're doing your own practice as well, is really important. So you might just, one session you might just do the rib cage movement. That would do you for that time. Another session you might decide you want to use a towel and get really into the pelvis. So this is giving you a flavour of things that you can pick if you want to do something at the beginning or end of each session. Or if, for example, your pelvis feels really tight and sore, then using one of these to release your pelvis and not doing anything else that day would be the best point of call for you. So we don't want to overdo things either. We want to remind our body that it can release and just chill out too. Super important, yeah. Good question. Okay. I don't, Amy's just arrived. She's clearly got the wrong time. Okay, everybody, I am going to go and I'm going to let Amy in for a moment and tell her it's the wrong time. And then I am going to, and then I'm going to go and get my kids. So I will speak to you all soon. Take care. Amy, you've just arrived, but it's the wrong time. So we start at 7, so you're 30 minutes late. But I'll send you you'll get the replay.
Thanks, Abby. Bye.
Oh, thanks, Norma. Lots of love. Lovely to see you all, by the way. Lovely to see everybody. And I will see you all Friday morning. Cool. Same time. Mwah. Okay, take care.